Hey crafty people, welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! So today what I want to do is do some work on my bee journals. As you can see, I have a whole bunch of stuff on my desk. I took a page out of Gail Augustinelli's book and I have sorted through the stuff I've been making so far this year or that's half done, and sorted it by what's a pocket and what goes in a pocket, and then some miscellaneous stuff towards the back. So I'm going to set that off to the side for a second. And these are my bee signatures. So I've got, I think, 4 signatures going for 4 different journals, and dogs losing their minds. Let me go deal with dogs. So I'm gonna give a quick flip through of the various signatures. So I've got 1, 2, this one I've also got going, but it's a little bit different in color and tone. And so I don't know that we're gonna work on this one just yet, because I think all of the stuff I've got is more in the yellows and brighter colors, and this is a more muted, you know, peony themed, like there's the pretty flowers, and so I use some peony papers in it. So this one I think I'm going to get set aside because it's a completely different palette and isn't really going to work with any of the journal covers I've got going on so far. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 signatures going on. I will leave listed down below the junk journal kits that I've done for these projects so that you can take a look at them if you're interested. So I've got a mixture of digitals, coffee dyed paper, some of the fancy altered papers we've done videos on. I will also create a playlist of all of the videos where we've done some bee themed stuff, and I'll leave that down below so you can check that out. This one I did some stamping and stamping on. So I don't always print my digitals double-sided. Sometimes I stamp on the back, or like this one I stenciled, and this one's completely white, and I don't know why, other than I think I might have been, no, that wouldn't have been it. I don't know why. That's something I'm gonna have to address. So again, this one's printed both sides, but this one I stamped on the back. Just love the florals, and this is a GiggleGlitterGFX kit, and I really think I'm gonna do a yellow and green floral junk journal using some of the background pages from this kit, because oh, it's so pretty. This is a stencil by FabiArtStudio. This page needs to be trimmed down. I've got white at the edges. This one also apparently needs to be trimmed down. And this page needs to be finished. I had decided on adding an interesting pocket flip thingy. So we'll do that. All right, let's start with that. I think that's a good place to start with. So where is that? Okay, this one. So yeah, today's gonna be a whole bunch of random crafting. All right, so let's figure out what we're doing, where we're gluing, how we're handling this. I think I'm gonna start by adding some ink along here. So I've grabbed some fossilized amber distress oxide. And I think I want to have the opening on this end. So I think what we're going to do, we're just going to go ahead and glue this down. And I'm going to glue the whole thing down. then just take my paper trimmer and use it to sliver open this end. I'm just going to take a smidge off. Just enough to open it up. And I'm going to grab this is 1.5 inch because that's the one I grabbed, circle punch to put a little notch in it. You know me, I'm horrible at eyeballing and it'll drive me crazy if it's way off center. So I'm just going to use my mat to get a better gauge of center. There we go. So that flips over that page like that, and then it flips open. So we're gonna, let's do this, see where we're at over here. All right, I'm gonna ink down this center line just in case any white ends up showing. Now for this side, I am gonna also leave the top open. So we have a giant pocket. So I'm just gonna glue these two sides together. So yeah, just make sure you're not going over your fold line so it folds nicely there and folds open nicely there. And then on this side, we've got this one, and I'm gonna do a big pocket again. And that's printed partially, like I think I intended this to be printed double-sided and I had to have a bit of a misprint, but it's printed enough that when we glue that, we don't have to worry about white showing. All right, so let's again create a big top pocket. And I think I'm gonna put the glue on this side since we've got this here. So there we go, we've got a big pocket up here. Ooh, let's make sure we're glued shut. And a big pocket over here. And what I'll end up doing is putting a folded piece of coffee dyed, like writing paper with, and make sure we're all glued, with a tab on it. Now, I wanna address this. And I think what I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna put a little lace trim at the top and a little at the bottom. And then let's see, on this side, I think that because we've got, the way it's going in the signature is like this, I think adding it again over here is gonna add too much bulk. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna grab my fossilized amber and just ink the edge. All right, well, let's lay this out flat so we don't gunk up anything else. Grab some scissors, grab my FabiArtStudio. Okay, having it sit on a piece of white paper, not so good because then you don't see where the top of the page is. All right, let's move that out of the way so we can actually cover up the white. And I am going to add a little FabiArtStudio just along the edge of the lace to keep it from fraying, and along the edge on this side. Let's do it along the bottom, and at the bottom I'll have it facing up, like so. All right, so we're gonna add this back in to our signature. So it goes in the signature like so. So this page is just a regular page, but over here, we've got this page, and then it has a flip up, and then it flips out like so. And we'll have pockets on those two big pages. All right, so next thing I want to do as like a preliminary is add some ruffles and lace to the edges of my pages. So I've got some ruffles I made out of scraps of the fabric I used for creating the covers, which are not yet sewn together, but so I'm just gonna flip through this one real quick and decide where I might want to put some lace or a ruffle. This page might look nice with a little black lace down the side. I'm gonna stick that here. I am taking another page from GiggleGlitterGFX. We're gonna go through, decide what's going where, and then I'm gonna go back and glue everything down. Probably off screen, because I don't know that it's going to be terribly exciting for you to watch me. So glue on ruffles, but ooh, I think I like do a little ruffle down at the bottom of this page. I'm going to do a little lace here. Okay, we're in the second half, so I'm gonna decide where I might want. Let's do a bit of this lace here. Yeah, I've watched GiggleGlitterGFX, and she tends to like put the lace on this one and then the other half of that. I much prefer to be a little bit more haphazard. And I think because what you'll see sticking out is the less than pretty, I might just do a ruffle on either side of this one. So double ruffle, and I'm just kind of cutting them together. And yes, the thread's a little, you know, it's pulling apart a little bit, but when I add glue, that will take care of that. All right, I'm gonna glue all of this lace in, and I think I'm gonna pretty much do the same thing for the other 4 signatures, and then I'll come back and we'll start sorting through all the stuff I have to stick in the journal. All right, so I've gone ahead and put lace on all but this one because I'm just not feeling the lace for this one for some reason. So I may change my mind later, we shall see. So what I am going to do now is I'm gonna start pulling out pockets from what I've got over here, and we're gonna start figuring out where we want to stick stuff. So I've got 4 of these, which I think was a Mass Make Monday, I'm not sure. I'll have the video linked down below. And I've got 4 of these guys from I know was a Mass Make Monday. So we're gonna find homes for them in the various journals. I was thinking here because it's a plain page, but then it's like this. No, thank you. But with the lace on, that's not going to work on that page. But it will work. Not so great here because the pocket, so it's got to go on. So what we'll do is, ta-da! Oh, and I put the lace on the other side of that one. Well, this is being more difficult than I would have liked. All right, so it's got to go on this side of the page. So let's keep an eye out for a good one. I think I might like it there. Let's keep that one in mind. I think we're gonna go there, and since it's tea-dyed, I don't feel the need to like do any kind of inking, and yeah, they're definitely not exactly straight. So yeah, so this one I'm just gonna go ahead and put in. because nothing else needs to be done. So that's in the second half of the signature. So let's put the library card, one of the library cards, in the first half. But yeah, I think I like that there. All right, let's pull this one over. And I think I'm going to put this one in here. And again, it's got to go on like this side of a page. But maybe we'll, yep, ooh, that'll work. Oh no, I don't want it going opposite this one because, you know what? I think I'm going to switch something around here. Just check something out and see how that works. Yes, see now with the lace opposite this, I'm going to be less likely to want to put something here, and I won't face the issue I keep having with this page with the flip out and the flip out. I don't want to do much on this page. But now I can go and put this piece on this page, and that makes me happy. And then we'll flip over here and figure out where we're going to put one of these pockets. Kind of like it there. That's a contender. Also an option. You know what? Nope, I've got an idea of what I want to do there. And now we're centered. Okay, I think I like it here best. Like, I think this is where it's telling me it needs to live. Now, of course, you can, when you add these on, leave the top or the side open for an additional tuck spot. That's completely up to you. Pull you over. That one, this one, and then that'll go there. All right, let's figure out where we're going. And this one's got it on this side too. I think I did most of them going this way. Need to be more mindful when making stacked pockets. I'd rather have something full page over here since that's a plain page. So maybe we'll hold off on that. But that means it can go on this side. Looks like the stacked pockets are all going in the back half of the signature. I'm going to want to ink around there, so I'm going to hold off on gluing that down for a sec. Let's find a home for our library card pocket. I think I want to maybe put something over here that'll be like a top tuck. I think I want to do it there, but again, the page is rather plain. So I think I'm going to set these aside for a sec and come back and do those. So put that on hold and then put them in this spot, this signature. Let's see. And again, we've got, oh, this one I did 2 tops. So I could be a little bit more flexible on where it goes. So that could go right there. Kind of like that. There's enough interest on the back of the page. It's not like plain stark white. So we'll just glue it down. Flip to the middle and check out this side. And the reason I'm doing that is because I tend to like load everything in the front, and I just want to make sure I have pockets and stuff evenly distributed throughout the journal. I think I really like that spot. All right, next we've got, these are the 12 by 12 paper pad, that we created. One's a belly band, and then there was the full page pocket. And so I've got 4 of those total. So what I'm gonna do is put either a pocket or a belly band in the journal. Then I'm gonna grab, these are from GiggleGlitterGFX digital, where you stack them to create a pocket that'll cover a whole page. And then I only had 2 of those, but I had 2 belly bands. So I figured the journals we put the belly band in will not get the belly band, but will get the trio of pockets. And then the ones I put this in will get the belly band, if that makes any sense. So I think we're gonna do, let's flip through this sucker. And yeah, it definitely is gonna need some decorating, and just trying to decide, do I want to decorate this now or just leave it? I think we're just gonna leave it. And so on the flip side of this one, let's look for a good spot for the belly band to go. I think I kind of like that. I think I'm okay with that. It needs the edges inked though, and I'm gonna grab some scorched timber. Yeah, since I didn't cut it out perfect, a little bit of ink on the edges makes that disappear. So for across the page, or belly band, I'm just gonna put a little glue at the top and the bottom. Glue it down. And then we'll stick something in behind. That fits perfectly there. And I've got some clusters I made using scrap bits that will probably work nicely to jazz up actually think I kind of like this one. I think we're going to put that on. So I am just going to glue. I'm just not going to glue to the edge of the stamp since it overhangs a little. And I probably should have waited a little longer for the glue to dry before sticking this in, since, yeah, it's pulling up a little at the bottom. I'm just going to add a little bit more glue. Hold that for a sec. All right, let's grab this guy and decide what we're going to put in him. I think we're going to go with the over the page belly band. So let's find a plain page. I think that'll work here. And actually, I think I'm going to do it on this way. So that goes like that. And I think I'm going to grab another one of my clusters. This one's wide enough that that'll work. Let's put that one on. Now I know it's going this way, but because this is such a big belly band, I think that works perfect. But I'm gonna need to add stuff to this side, and I'm gonna hold off on that for a little bit. All right, let's flip to the back, and we did the belly band, so we're gonna find a spot for our stacked pockets. Oh, look at that. It finishes off that B. Kind of like how that's turning out like that. That actually kind of works out nice. Okay, let's ink edges. Start by gluing this one down onto the page. And I'm putting my thumb where I don't want glue. Now you could, if you wanted to, leave the bottom open and have this be a super big pocket, but I think I'm, well, I know I'm not because I already put the glue down. Gonna do that for this one. Gonna ink edges. Again, it just helps eliminate any white from not cutting something out perfectly. Gonna put that about there. And then I'll have this one at the very bottom of the page so I can leave as much of this showing as possible. So that works. Let's shift you out of the way. And again, I'm gonna glue along the sides and the bottom and up this side. That ends up covering up the fact that this is a fairly plain white page. And it just so happens that the bees kind of line up, and so that looks kind of cool. I like that. All right, this one's got its belly bands and pocket. This one. No, I know what I want to put there. You know what? Let me stop and do that since I keep going. I know what I want to put there because I keep almost putting something there. This kit by Tracy Fox comes with these really cool hexagon pockets. So I'm just gonna do that and put it in. All right, so I grabbed my scoreboard so I can get my folds nice and neat, because what you do is you fold on this line. And then you fold that side up. Clearly my cutting was not the straightest, but that's all right. We'll clean up any edges that need it with some inking. And fold up like that. And there you go, you got a pocket. And let's ink edges. And so I'm gonna glue this piece down to here. And then this folds up, and we're just gonna glue along this side and this side. Fold that up. And I'm gonna ink this edge over here because I've got some white showing, just to get rid of that. And now I can stick it down on this page. Oof, it's a little too wide. Oh no. Oh wait, no. This is a little over from center. Okay, whew. I was a little concerned there for a second. So that's gonna go on there. So right now that's the leading contender for that one. I'm thinking this might be the winner, and then it will peek over the shorter two pages that I've got here. Yeah, I like that. I think this is where we're going to stick this one. Let's go ahead and ink our edges and glue it down. start all the way up at the top and glue it down. Again, holding where I don't want glue, and then I'm going to add glue to 3 sides. So we need a belly band page. All right, so this is going over the page. Theoretically, it's going over the page. Why is this not cooperating? There we go. This one's a bit of a snug fit. Cooperate. Cooperate, please. There we go. Now we're just going to do some decorating to make this a little bit more bee-ish. The reason I picked this one is because the pocket that goes with it's got the botanicals, which I thought worked nicely if we add some bee elements to them. So yeah, this is going to definitely need some decorating, but we're going to set this aside for now and put our pocket and our belly band in this signature. All right, we're gonna stick that there. Let me just ink that edge a little bit more. There was some cracking of that paper. I'm gonna add this. And then let's figure out where we're gonna put this belly band. Either here, we're gonna snip a little off the top, or here. Kind of like it against this coffee dyed paper. All right, so I'm gonna ink the edges to cover up where I didn't cut out neatly. Figure out where we're trimming off the top of this. Put it over and mark it with a pencil. I'm gonna grab my little guillotine and chop a little off. And I'm gonna go a little bit more than what's on where the line is, just to make sure we fit on the page, because it'll be okay if it's a little bit shorter than the page. Okay, so I have gone ahead and installed most of my pockets in the 4 junk journals, but I wanted to show you a few things on screen because this video is getting to be way too long. So that's where we're at. And what I wanted to show you is these were digital pockets from the kit by GiggleGlitterGFX, which I will leave in the description down below. And I ran it through and with an embossing folder. So I don't know how well it's showing up. Let me get close up, see. So it just adds a little bit more interest and dimension to our pockets. So I'm just gonna ink my edges, and I'm using Scorched Timber because that's what I grabbed. You of course don't have to ink edges. I just like it because it eliminates any excess white on the edges of the piece if I didn't cut it out neat enough. And I'm gonna glue it down. And I'm just gluing on 2 sides to make this pocket an even bigger pocket by leaving open this end. You of course could glue 3 sides and have it a full-on pocket like that. So I've got that one, and then I've got one more for over here. So again, I embossed it with an embossing folder. Gonna ink edges and glue it down. And so for this one, I was gonna glue this on this page, but I thought the background was a little too plain. So what I'm gonna do is move stuff out of the way. It's gonna go kind of there. And I'm gonna grab this same stamp that I stamped the back of pocket with and do a little stamping to fill in all of that white space. So I'm gonna put down a mouse pad just to give me some squishiness. I'm not bothering to put this on a block, and I'm gonna grab Brush Corduroy Oxide ink. I'm gonna add some ink to my stamp, and off to the side I'm gonna spritz it with a little water so that it's will be even less even in its application. I'm just kind of haphazardly adding some flowers, and I like that. It's definitely got more interest going on now. And we're just going to add this pocket. Okay, stuck that back in. Now there are two more types of pockets I want to make, and I'm going to show you them on screen. And they were both inspired by Gail Augustinelli. So I've taken some yellow cardstock, and this is a Tim Holtz and Sizzix die. I think it's called Mixed Media. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some scissors, and I'm going to kind of cut the piece out. And then I'm gonna grab some brown cardstock, and this piece is about 3.5 by 3. So I'm gonna cut a piece of brown cardstock, 3.5 by 3. And I'm just going to double check my placement. That's gonna work. And what I'm gonna do is cut it on the diagonal. I'm gonna come in and trim off a little bit more of the yellow over on this side, like so, just to bring it in a little closer. And I'm gonna glue it down to our brown card. All right, it's a little too tall over here. What I am gonna do is chomp a little off the bottom of this piece just to get it to fit. And there we go. So I'm gonna glue this on to our brown. Use a paper towel to suck up the extra glue. It will dry clear, so I think I'll stick a little glue under this little piece just to make sure it's stuck down. And I think I'm just gonna round that off, kind of round that off. And there we go. That will be a pocket on a page. So let me just grab one of the journals. And so it can go on a page like that, or like that, whichever way you prefer. I need to add, I think, another page or two to the journals because I've got too many pockets for them. So I'm not going to actually install these just yet. And now for the last pocket idea, we're going to make this style of pocket. And this is, I think it's 3-inch wide. So I used, since I'm doing 4 journals, a 12 by 12 paper pad piece and cut it into 4 3-inch wide strips. And so what you do is you take your piece and fold it in half. Now you don't have to use 12 by 12, you could use a different size. The basic principle is the same. You fold it in half. You take your top flap, you put it in your paper trimmer and chomp off an angle. Just decide what angle you like and cut it off. You save the piece you cut off, ink this edge, and then you glue it to the bottom of here. And we're going to use my Barely Arts glue because the little bulby thing at the top of my pin came off my my art glitter glue, and I'm going to need to get it off there. All right, I'm going to run a line of glue down here and here, attach it. And so you've got a pocket here with a little flap to hide it, and then you can journal all on here. And I am going to add some trim along here. Okay, so now I'm just going to add some ribbon. I've got this gray ribbon along the edge there. So I'm just going to add some FabiArtStudio. The ribbon down along there with it overhanging, right? So I've got it overhanging the edge there because that helps keep it closed. So it's nice and neat. And so that will help weigh down the lid, although let's give this another good scoring. There we go. That's a little bit better. And I will probably come in and add just a little bit of FabiArtStudio along my edges. I'm just gonna take my finger and remove the excess. So you just have enough on there that it'll help keep the ribbon from fraying. So that's the last style of pocket that's going to end up going into the journal glued onto a page. Once I add a little bit of another page to each of the journals. Because yeah, if you haven't seen any of the journals I've made before, I tend to make gator mouth journals because I stuff them full of all kinds of good stuff. But I also don't want to have any bee themed stuff left over after I'm done making these journals, because then it will just sit in my stash forever. All right, so let's do a quick flip through of all of the journals so that you can see all of the pockets I added off screen. And let me just grab a tag to use for demoing pockets. And there's actually, that's a pocket, and that's a tuck spot. So we need to make some stuff to go into all of these pockets. And this is actually a pocket. And then this was from this last Mass Make Monday. We did the ribbon pockets. So there it is as an up tuck. As I said, I think at the beginning, I'm going to do a playlist for the bee journals that will be linked down below. And that will have all of the videos where I made anything that's going into these journals. And so we've got our triple pocket here. Now this is a pocket, the pocket up here, and it flips out. And I ended up having to do a little repair because it cracked. So I've got washi on the edge to help that out. And I'm definitely going to add something decorative over that. So yeah, a lot of decorating still to do in these journals. They're never going to be done. I do want to do some stenciling on this page before I attach this, so the layered pocket's going to just hold off for a while. And then I've got these two that I added on sideways that we'll put some tags in later. And that finishes that journal. I did not make these, I don't think, on camera. If you'd like me to do a video making these types of little envelope pockets, let me know. I forget whose video I watched and was inspired for this, but just leave me a comment down below if you want to see a video on this. So this was a use it or lose it video, and I just glued it on 3 sides so that I can have a pocket at the top, and then you've got a hidden journaling spot. There are our little book page pockets. I think I did a video. I think it was a mass make video. 1, 2, 3, and an uptuck. And this is the page we finished on screen on this video. I glued this on wrong. Oh no! I glued it on all the way. It was supposed to be another pocket. I think I may put some kind of decoration there so I don't trick whoever gets this journal into thinking it's a pocket when it's not. Whoops. Oops, I forgot to do these pockets for this one. I will go back and do those off camera. So there's the 4B journals and filled with pockets. I will go back and add the hidden pocket and the honeycomb pocket that I made today into each of these after I add a little bit more paper so I have a place to put them. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.